Hi guys, Berry Babe checking in. Today is VLCD 2, although I haven't been quite as VLCD as I would like. I'm down about 2 pounds. So I was 160.7 and today I was 158.6 something. So I'm not seeing the 160 anymore. So now I need to claw my way out of the 150s, and then I'll start feeling like I'm within sight of getting back below those 150s into the 140s. But I still am having trouble. I still am eating more than what I should be doing on a VLCD. But as long as I'm, you've got a few days in the beginning where you have been eating higher calories, and then you back off a little bit and you lose some of the bloat. So just looking at my face, I look rough. I have no makeup on at all. I'm not going to get real close to the camera either. My foot, I did not have, when I injured it, I did not have a big thing where I thought I had broken something, except not only are my toes very swollen, but the swelling is up into the top part of my foot. When I look at the right foot, I can see the tan mark and the veins that come up into my toes. On my left foot, where my one toe is so purple, it's kind of moved down, and the foot's just tight, swollen, poofed. So I probably won't go to the doctor. I seem to remember I've had a problem like this before, but I'm not remembering specifically. But the knee is still bothering me, and this elbow, to the point where when I sit on the bed, even to push myself up off the bed or to push myself up off the toilet has been difficult. And when you're going to the bathroom a lot, it's like, oh, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom, and then I gotta get up off the toilet. So this is not fun. I said to my husband, if your knees, if this is the way you feel all the time, I really empathize with you, because I'm just miserable. So I've been doing nothing but lay there with my foot up. I think it's improving, but I did not have to go down to the basement today. I had done enough loads yesterday that whatever the last load in the washer could get put into the dryer. Sunday is my daughter's day for laundry, so you don't ever plan on doing laundry on Sunday, because she goes to, this is her last semester in college, and she's doing a heavy-duty internship, and so Sunday is her day to do laundry. So heaven forbid you have to do laundry on Sunday. So other than that, there's absolutely nothing else going on. It's a pretty day here. You can hear the grinding in the background. We have so many trees in this neighborhood and so much lawn that it's unusual for you to be out in the yard without hearing a chainsaw or a lawnmower or something like that. That's kind of sounds of the season, so to speak. So the tree at the end of the subdivision is half red, and I keep thinking, oh, I need to get a picture. Trees behind me haven't started turning yet. I don't think they turn a lot of colors, but it'll be interesting to watch the seasons. I have a coat that I bought years and years ago, maybe even, well, my oldest was little. Before the second one came home, I bought it, and it didn't fit for a long time, and now it's almost too big, and I have to run it through the washer, but I'll put it on for you one day when it turns cold. And I call it Puff because I look like a big red puff ball, and I got it at the Jones outlet. That was back at a time where I really couldn't fit into much. A lot of the designers have expanded their sizes, but most of them didn't have bigger sizes. So when I found this coat, it just felt so good on, but I look so ridiculously fat. Now that I'm not so ridiculously fat, I can put it on, and if somebody thinks I'm fat, it's like not a problem. And I think I would use that if I go walking in the neighborhood, or I might put that in the car. It's interesting to me, kind of sad, how, you know, I was raised with my mother always teaching me tricks on how to minimize your shape. So I'm very good at what is your, you know, how to minimize. That's why I go for the straight classic lines and that sort of thing. But then I would look at my sister-in-law, who has also had bariatric surgery, but she's more like my friend Cheryl, smaller on top and big on the bottom. So she had more, she would wear more in style things that I would think, I don't know, I would never tuck a blouse in, I would never, you know, but she just seemed to do it with such aplomb that either she was unaware or didn't have those issues, whereas I was always like, don't look at me, don't look at me. It was like dressed to be invisible. So I don't know, there was something about what would your superpower be if you could have one. I don't even know where I was listening to that, but you know, I would have at one time picked invisibility, because a lot of times that's where I lived. I would walk into some place and it was just like, don't look at me, because I felt I was so big that I was imposing on people even being in their presence, you know. And isn't that sad that we feel that we're not even worthy to be around other people because of our size? But when you have had people tell you you're disgusting, like that doctor, and there have been times, my husband's very large, and when we were both very big, we'd be in a restaurant eating and people would look over at us and give us disgusting looks and make disgusting remarks. And I've had people in my younger days yell Bertha butt out the window at me of a car or the dorm, and I've never had a butt, so Bertha butt was not what they should have been yelling. But yeah, I'm not feeling so helpless, but I realize that I am going to have to really work to get into the low 140s and to stay there. My dress for the wedding, I had 2 dresses. My sister picked 3 from the Macy's catalog, and the one just didn't work. The other one was damaged, and so I took the one that just wouldn't work back, and we ended up ordering a second one of the long one, and because it hadn't been decided yet whether the moms would wear short or long at the wedding. The other mom had expressed the desire to wear short, but I don't usually wear dresses, period, so I was leaning toward pants. But my sister found these, and I will probably put them on for you one day, but one is short and one is supposed to be T-length, but it ends up being long. And the shorter one has a little jacket, and it's stretchy. It's a navy brocaded lace over a dress. It's a sheath with a little jacket without buttons, and it has little sequins sewn in it. And I just ordered some navy slingback shoes today. Not too high, but just dressy enough with open toes. So they almost look too royal, and this is a real deep navy. So the missus is going out. We call her the missus because my daughter always has called her Mrs. You know, I always preferred just use my first name, or Ms. B is what we were when we were very young working with the teenagers, and that's kind of what I've always liked to be, just call me Ms. B. But, so, you know, the future son-in-law doesn't call me much at all, because I don't really like to be, you know, the full Mrs. It's like, it makes me look for my mother-in-law. So, she liked the short one, and it just really looks like Mother of the Bride. And it especially looks like mature Mother of the Bride. But it is stretchy and it is versatile enough that whether I'm 160 or 170 or 150 or 140, I can make it work. I found a tailor, the woman that actually waited on me at Macy's, historically was a tailor, and we don't have any of those exclusive haberdashery shops anymore, so she's working at Macy's, but she's continued her tailoring business. So the dress is a little long. It hits right in the middle of my calf, which is the fattest part, and I think I'd like to have it hemmed right at the bottom of my knee. Now the missus will probably have it hemmed at the top of her knee, but I like the bottom of my knee because I have a little dip there. But I would have it hemmed and have the scallop taken off, because I don't want to pull the eye down to my knees. I want up at my face. So apparently she's looking taupe, which my daughter was worried that she wanted to wear beige or ivory, and she hasn't picked, my daughter hasn't picked her dress out yet, and she's looking at ivory. So the bridesmaids will have, I guess, burgundy, although my daughter doesn't care. She says, I don't care what they pick, long, short, they can, as long as they pick the color, they can pick whatever they want. She doesn't even know who she's having. Probably my oldest, who's just barely 5 feet, will be in the wedding, but she would prefer pants because she's such a jock. So you know, my daughter's finally starting to get a little bit into thinking about the wedding coming up, but I mean, it's in a year, but boy, that time will go fast. So it's good to have the dress out of the way. Part of me thinks maybe I should order it in a 10. I have the 12, and the 12 works right now. Maybe I should order it in a 10, and then I won't have to worry about taking it up. But it's not an inexpensive thing to have laying around, and it's not something I would ever wear just out to dinner, and we don't go to cocktail parties and things like that. So I don't know. You know, I'll do maybe like I did do with Kohl's and just keep it and keep it and keep it, and then take back the one I don't wear. That's awful to do, but, or take back one and then go buy it on clearance. So a lot more of not much going on, and I have nothing until we go to DC October 13 or 14 that weekend. I don't have anything going on except these VLCDs, and I can't really get out and do much because I'm just limping around. So I'm hoping, you know, I was almost thinking about soaking my foot, but I didn't know what I should do. I know when I did break a toe once, all they did was tape it to the other toe. So I don't know. So that's all that's going on. I'm enjoying watching, enjoying watching vlogs and not doing much else, just boring life right now. I'd rather have it be boring than have it be things that are like hard to deal with. So I guess my foot is not boring, but it's hard to deal with. So that's all for now. Bye.